Right, with us we have Graham McMillan, the CEO of Cricket Namibia. Now, Graham, your 3-year term has come to an end and you are leaving Namibia. Maybe if you look back, how would you say was your time here?
Helga, yes, it's been a really exciting 3 years. I'm really sad to be leaving Namibia. The cricket people here have been fantastic. I've really enjoyed my 3 years here. From a cricketing perspective, I think from a development aspect, cricket's gone really, really well. We've managed to get our numbers up there. From a club cricket perspective, I think we've managed to fine-tune the league to the way we would need it to get the best out of the Premier League, to make certain that the feeder system at the national team is as strong as possible. And then just trying to get involvement in club cricket going has worked quite nicely. We've got 3 leagues now in Windhoek. We've got 2 leagues out on the coast, and we've got a couple more clubs that will be established in the new season. So things are looking positive from that aspect. Just in terms of the national team's performance, obviously they are shop window. They're the guys who fly our flag. So yeah, 2012 was a really good year, and obviously finishing 3rd at the T20 World Cup qualifiers was a highlight for me. A little bit sad that we couldn't kick on and get into the T20 World Cup there. But obviously going forward, the last Cricket World Cup qualifier in New Zealand and the T20 qualifier in Dubai, those are a bit disappointing. I thought we had prepared well enough to make certain that we were strong contenders for those 2 qualification processes. That probably the biggest disappointment going forward in leaving Namibia would be the fact that we didn't achieve ODI status, and that had been one of my core functions here in trying to get us into ODI status. So that's a bit bittersweet there. The other aspects that I feel a little bit sad leaving would be the little babies that you dreamt about and trying to get going. The one would be a home of cricket, which we've been negotiating with the Windhoek Town Council for close on 30 odd months now, and that's coming to fruition now with a lease agreement that will be in circulation in the next couple of months, and that will afford cricket the opportunity to get a home of cricket, get development nets up and running, to make certain that our development program can have a base to work from, and those kids are exposed to the best type of facilities. Other aspects would be the development program taking cricket to the people. One of our strategic objectives would be making the game accessible to all, and we've managed to go up from 4 regions up to 7 regions in 3 years, and we're looking to expand to 10 regions in the next couple of years. So those are all things that hopefully will bear fruit upon my departure, and the legacy can continue.
Right, and during your time also, the main sponsor of Cricket MTC withdrew. How has that affected your financial affairs?
Yeah, speaking to you earlier, I mentioned the golden handcuff, and having one major sponsor is like a golden handcuff. I think MTC sponsorship afforded us the opportunity to get into the global market and become competitive in associate cricket. But obviously, with one sponsor leaving, you need to try and find some alternatives, and we've adopted the policy of trying to find smaller sponsors to pick up smaller projects, and that's worked quite nicely. And I think the 2013 year financials will prove that we've had a fairly successful financial year from a cricketing perspective, in spite of losing a major sponsor.
Right, and Graham, during your time also, a lot in the news, of course, was the colour issue, the quota system, or actually MTC withdrawing also on colour issues. But what are your thoughts on that, and do you think there's depth for the game to grow in this country?
However, the major issue for me would be adherence to a transformational process. I think anybody who is involved in sport or any form of development would be silly not to consider the transformational options. Cricket Namibia has always endeavoured to have an organically growing transformational process. In 2011, when I got here, I think there was about 15% persons of colour in our teams from a junior perspective. I'm leaving it here with the teams regularly selecting over 33% of the teams being persons of colour. So I think that organic growth is happening naturally and should be allowed to happen all the way up to the national team. But obviously state funding is a crucial aspect in terms of development and in terms of transformation. You need money to transform, and you can't transform on a normal budget. I think you need some seed capital to make those transformational aspects happen, where you might need to train people up and have a skills transfer process happening. That skills transfer has to happen with a mentor, with a mentee, and that effectively means you're paying two salaries. So you need to have some form of government incentive in terms of making those transformational targets and making it work. And I think Cricket Namibia has always been focused on trying to transform the game. A very simple example is the total management team of the under-19 team to the Cricket World Cup was a totally black management team. I think Norbert Banyandi, the under-19 coach, had the best ever Coke Week results at the 2013 Coke Week, where he didn't lose a single game. And I think that indicates that given the chance and given the correct processes within Cricket Namibia will allow those processes to happen automatically.
Right, and will we still be seeing you in cricket?
Yes, I'm looking to continue my association, and I'm sure I'll be back in Windhoek in the next couple of years, definitely.